The past few weeks at Woodside High School have been chaotic for students as they prepare for their final exams. Both the Woodside faculty and the students have to prepare mentally and physically for the tolls that these examinations take upon them. Woodside reporter Beck Patrone examines how Woodside teachers are getting themselves and their students ready for this stressful time of year.
Finals are upon us at last. Burdened by the seemingly endless hours of studying, students at Woodside are stressed as they prepare for their final exams. Despite the belief some students hold that teachers aren't helping them by assigning piles of homework, teachers are preparing their students to the best of their abilities to be successful on not only final exams, but in life.
My course has a cumulative final, so I did ask the students to go over the course outline and look at, kind of revisit what they had studied this semester, so they thought about.
That's Woodside's AP Environmental Science and Mainstream Science teacher, Ms. Akey.
The focus has got to be on active learning. However that works out best, it's not the same for every student. But just simply rereading notes or reading the textbook is not very effective. Mm-hmm. So I hope that I encourage students to try different things till they find something that works for them.
Several teachers throughout the school are advising that students find alternative ways to study that could impact their final grade in a positive manner. AP and Mainstream U.S. History teacher, Mr. Hartford, knows that students can effectively study in groups.
Some people work really well in groups, some people do really well on their own. I know the least effective way is cramming, and I've seen a lot of that over the last couple weeks. A lot of times, the most effective way of studying is just being prepared throughout the entire year.
Preparing for finals comes down to how effectively a student studies throughout the year, evenly spreading out their time for different subjects. AP student Grace Newby studies in a very effective manner in order to be successful on her harder exams.
I think for my more important subjects like math and English, I spend 2 hours, and then my electives, I don't spend as much time. I spend 30 minutes going over things.
Other students take a more laid-back approach to preparing themselves mentally and physically for their exams.
I prep for finals by getting enough sleep and also just be sure to eat breakfast.
That's another AP student, Justin Swan, who thinks about finals in a different way for most people.
The hardest thing about finals is not talking for about 2 hours straight.
The confidence that some students like Justin have is unusual for high school students, but students do tend to agree that due to curriculum changes this year, the level of their preparedness for final exams has shot through the roof.
I think definitely this year more than others, my teachers have prepared me, but in the years past, I feel like we've been covering new content up until the day before finals often. I think study guides are especially helpful, and study sheets, which only some teachers give out, especially in the maths and the sciences.
Due to these changes in teaching methods, teachers likewise are much more confident in their students.
I have a lot more faith in the students in my class than what they have in themselves. I feel like there's a lot of stress going around in any of the classes, both AP and regular classes. I think for the most part, my students, they've worked really hard this year or this semester so far, and I'm not worried about it.
Finals are a time filled with a mix of emotions, varying from anger, boredom, annoyance, and all the way to excitement, with winter break looming in the distance. The most important thing for a student to know going into their final exams is that their teacher will prepare them to the best of their abilities and that they will always be confident in their students' performance. For the Woodside World, I'm Beck Patrone.